Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. I was just doing your recording and my internet just dropped out. Welcome to 2024 January, where you're going to experience some glow up in your career, your reputation, rental, pet situations, and more. It's going to be a sweet, sweet time for you. Two mini grand trines bringing you greater career success and job and money success. So let's talk about it. But also, if you're new to my channel, welcome. By the way, my name is Lori Lothy, and I'm a Western Tropical Zodiac astrologer. I'm using whole sign houses. I'm also going to be in all my videos. Usually, if you subscribe to me, I talk about the fixed stars and minor asteroids. But today, I'm also going to just say we're keeping it pretty simple because there's some pretty basic planetary goodness. And I have a bit of a promotion going on in the month of January. Grab my 2024 All Signs videos. They are absolutely amazing. 75 minutes to 90-minute deep dive for your sign. You can buy it a la carte below or get the whole bundle on the special that lasts until the end of January for only $59. It's going to give you links to unlisted private videos and you get access to those and you can share with friends and family. Stocking stuffers, anyone? Give it away to the people you love and enjoy the product. It's helped fundraise every year to buy microphones, to buy new laptops if I need them, to get staff I need to help me with my channel. And so that kind of thing is my yearly promotion to build my own back end of my business and finance it. So if you want to be a part of Team Me, go ahead and grab the product below. All right, so number one, Leo. I love this whole idea of Jupiter finally moving direct in your career house at the beginning of January, right? Because we're going to go through the chronology of the month, and then we're going to talk about some Venus Mercury stuff at the end. Jupiter is moving direct after being retrograde since September. And this means that if you felt kind of stalled out or paused out or things were slowing down in some way in this part of your story that is your reputation, career success, like you couldn't get a new job or your job wasn't giving you the results you wanted or you stopped enjoying your job, you had to rethink your job and career, that is maybe something that has been going on since September. But now, December 30th into the third week of May, Jupiter begins to move forward and you move forward in your career. And there's more to say about that. I got some way better stuff to talk about than just that. But that is the first thing. So now you get this new momentum, new luck, new directionality, and new goodness in your career space. Raises, promotions, apply for a job, get your dream job, advancements, whatever. All good news. Now, the other thing about this month is that early on, around everybody, January 31st, give or take a day, you could have some conflict with a lover, with a child, around money, about shared resources. It could be like you want to do something pleasurable and fun. It's going to cost some money. It's adventuresome. Take a trip for New Year's Eve or go on a big adventure on New Year's Eve and have some joy and enjoyment and play and pleasure. That's Venus in Sag in your fifth house, squaring off with Saturn in the house of the resources you shared with another business partner, bank, loans, mortgages, significant love partner monies. And your kid has borrowed money and you want it back. There's tension around New Year's Eve around money stories in your life. Breathe through it. It will end. This too shall pass. It's a very short-lived transit. As we go into the month ahead, though, I do really love the area of the sky, the first of the two mini grand trines. This is opening up first and 8th to the 15th of the month by Lord Mars sextiling Saturn, trining Jupiter, making the triangle happen. Sextiles 2 houses away and 4 houses away is the trine. So this is going to look something like Mars moving through your Capricornian sixth house of work and livelihood and health and pets and tenancy and rental agreements and debts, real and otherwise, karmic and financial. Mars is going to be moving through here and he's flowing to Jupiter in your 10th house of career. This is classic. Get your dream job, get a new job, get a new pay structure, have better success in the work or career path in general. And then they flow both of the Jupiter and Mars to Saturn in the house of chunky money. A commission, a severance package, a buyout, a sign-on bonus, a end of year reward, something like that, or beginning of year reward. Money stories, in essence, are fortified and strengthened here for sure. Also, it could involve something to do with pets or rentals or your health, good news about your health. But it's really connected mostly to that Jupiter in the work and reputation space, less so about the health. And so this is the 8th to the 15th, and it's a lovely energy, but more importantly, or as importantly, this is also Mars around the 11th of January, rising to visibility as he emerges from the beams of the sun. This heliacal rise was last seen in January of 1977 in the sign of Capricorn. Now he's rising here again. So this is going to give you a 2-year window of time in which you have great success with pets, health, better health, including if you need surgeries, get it. improvements in your work and work routines and the space of colleagues and coworkers, and also things to do with perhaps rental properties and leases and rental properties. And all of that is going to excel for you as exalted, rising Mars, okay, superhero energies over the 2 years that follow. This flow of Mars, though, to Jupiter and to Saturn bake in this kind of really great quality that says over the next 2 years, your longer term financial outlook as well as your reputation are improving. And then we do have Pluto Capricorn Sun 29 Capricorn conjunction on the 20th 2021st, depends on where you live, of the month of January. And that is culminating or building up some completion or grand finale of something that has to do with work. Something that has to do with work colleagues and coworkers, pets and rentals. Now, I'm not wanting to scare anybody, but it is a culminating ending energy. So yes, if an elderly pet is around, maybe the third week of January, they could be kind of getting ready to exit the story because Mars is here rising and visible. He cuts, ends, and severs, and it could be a culminating end of a pet's life if the pet is elderly and ready to go. And also Mars can cut you away from jobs and career paths and workspaces that you don't want to be in anymore, and you may leave those as well. Now, the energy here of the Sun Jupiter conjunction around the 20th, 21st is going to culminate or end something in that 6th house. You may terminate a lease perhaps, or you may strive to come to some new peak or success in something to do with your work environment, complete a major project or finish up a major project in the work environment. But then as the Sun and Pluto go into Aquarius, and the Pluto will end up being there on the 21st, depends on where you live, or the 22nd, and the Sun will be there as well. This is also going to, even though it's not an exact conjunction, be a reset button of power and intensity in your marriage, or in your significant long-term love relationships, or in your business partnerships, or in your audience and clients and others. There's a whole video we're going to do about this because Pluto will be there for 20 years until 2023. This is going to be an important part of your narrative where you're going to be powering up in your marriage, powering up in your audience, client, marketplace outreach. But to be clear, if you have a marriage that's struggling or a long-term business partnership that's struggling, Pluto can end it, especially for the early born Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the first 5 degrees of Leo in the year of 2024. Well, let's move on and talk next about this refrainment. I'm not going to explain all of it, but about the 23rd, 24th to the end of the month, there's a kind of ongoing broad sextile between Jupiter and in your career house and Saturn in your 8th house, but they don't make a perfection of that connection. And this kind of lack of perfection continues into February. It's almost, but not quite perfect. You want to be super powered up, super successful in career, reputation, space of your life. And Saturn is kind of wanting to help out, like loan you some money, let you dip into the 401k, grab some money from your partners to help you succeed in love or business partners, amplify some tax situation that really fortifies some career success, but nonetheless, nothing really quite perfect. So it's good, but not great. Okay. In that area of your life, the last, week or so of January into February. Then as we move forward, Mercury will co-join with Mars, and this is going to be a bit gritty as he squares the nodes of fate. That's happening roughly between the 25th and the 28th of the month. Now, here we have a story where when these two come together, now a visible Mars coming together with the news god Mercury, there could be some news or information in the work or workspace environment, or rental and rental space environment, or pet and pet space environment. And it's Mars, new action, decisions, Mercury, news and information. And they're squaring the nodes of fate in the 9th and the 3rd house. So these are houses of God and Goddess. These are very metacosmos houses that bring us in touch with our soul. Just for some of you, there could be a termination of a pet, maybe choosing is to put the pet down because the pet is suffering or something like that. But if it's not that, it could be some kind of decision to cut, exit a contract or agreement regarding a work situation. And there may be a need to really lean into the idea that there's a destiny that's greater for you, North Node in the 9th house conjunct Chiron, and maybe some of you will even quit a job as a result of this. Certainly, the nodes of fate are in an axis of learning and travel, and there may be an opportunity for professional learning or travel that is exciting. And also, you're getting the news that you're going to take the trip and you're really jazzed about it. So, there's an upside to that kind of energy. And then, even if it's a problem energy and you're feeling gritty tension, what I like is that a little bit later on, around the 28th, 29th, there's going to be Mercury forming a more perfect sextile. Trine to Uranus in Taurus with Jupiter up there in your house of career and reputation. So boom, something really good is going to happen in your career and reputation space is basically what I'm saying. And it's going to surprise and hopefully delight you. Woo, this is so exciting. I'm so happy. I hope anyway, around the end of the month, getting the job, getting the perfect job, getting the opportunity of a lifetime, feeling excited and exhilarated by a powerful exalted Mars. Mars can get rid of what you don't want. You get fired from a job, then you're going to get the next best job next after. Someone leaves a workspace, and yay, you're benefiting from that because they got fired. So energies of that can be very intense for you at this time. And some of you are changing your home. Leos, you're going to move out of a home, find a new home, change your home between November of 23 and November of 25. Trust me, it's a Kazemi story in your fourth house. Go watch my video on it. So this could be the early intimations of moving out of a home, getting a rental contract. And there's a lot of excitement around that. And again, from the 25th to the 29th of the month, those stories are active. Venus forms a second mini grand trine, the one that was started between the 8th and the 15th. Of January are fortified and doubled down on by Lord Venus on the 27th to the 28th, as she also now moves into Capricorn, where Mars is, and sextiles Saturn and trines Jupiter. Well, we talked about those areas of Jupiter in your career space, right? Exciting glow up and magnanimous and lucky and people liking you and the boss loving you up, or you're just rising if you're an entrepreneur to the top of your game. And Venus is in the workhouse with Mars and Mercury and saying, we've got you. We're moving this thing forward. We're going to make sure you get the perfect salary, the best office chair, the best room in the office, the best this, the best that, or that you're really having fun and enjoying things in the work environment, whether you're self-employed or not. Because when you're self-employed, your sixth house is, what do? I'm sitting on a stool at a window and traveling. My office is very portable. Where do you work? How do you work? Maybe you're going to upgrade your office. Maybe you're going to beautify your office. Maybe you're going to make changes in your home or business office space that going to look good on you. And that's a flow and a glow. Because this Venus is also sextiling Saturn in the eighth house, you may increase your earnings, you increase your investments, put more money in your 401k, RRSP. You may change your financial structures to benefit your work and career stories in a very positive, flowing, sustainable, and wise way, right? Saturn could be consulting with a financial advisor around money, 401k, work savings, investments, and career stories at the end of January. And then we're going to move into the big broad stories of Mercury and Venus. So Mercury goes direct on January 2nd after being retrograde for 3 weeks. And this is going to be finally some direct motion in your fifth house of children, love, romance, sexuality, fertility, creativity, and entrepreneurship. And now you've got a direct motion Mercury in this part of your sky who was retrograde, maybe brought old boyfriends, old girlfriends, old lovers from the past, contact with kids you're out of touch with, or having to regroup on something with one of your actual children. Now, one thing about when Mercury is here, right, and he'll be here, he is already here, but January 2nd, he goes direct. He will be there until January 13th. So January 2 to the 13th, he's in your fifth house of all of those things I mentioned. And Venus is with him because she arrives there on December 29th and she leaves on the 23rd. So she's going to be with him from the 29th to January 13th. And that means that between December 29th and January 13th, you have an incredible amount of luck. Win a lottery ticket, play a lottery ticket, be careful for pregnancy. And that's going to be true to be careful for pregnancy, December 29th to you or your partner to January 23rd, because she gets people pregnant when she's in the fifth house. But you can conceive a new creative project, a new business deal, a new entrepreneurial activity, launch a new entrepreneurial product successfully, have important conversations with your children around money. And that's going to be very powerful, especially powerful between January 2nd and January 13th. On January 13th, Mercury enters into Capricorn, your work house, work deals, negotiations, news, tenancies, pets, rentals, all the things I mentioned. But then Venus is also going to join into the fray on January 23rd and be there as well for 3 weeks. So you're going to have a window of time that will last from January 23rd to the end of the month with both Mercury and Venus together in your seventh house. This is the seventh house in your sixth house. This is amazing time for new agreements, new contracts, new work agreements, applying for a job, signing your documents to get the new job, arranging for better pay or negotiating something with your employer. Or if you're the employer, hiring a new employee. Love that time for you. It's really positive. Or getting a new pet, buying a new pet. And when is that time frame again? The best juice of that, January 23rd, because you have Mercury there into February as well as Venus till the end of the month. Alrighty. Hopefully that is making sense for you. And what else can I say? That's about it. I hope this is useful information. If you want to try my Patreon community out, go ahead. I have a promotion going on. You get early access, ad-free content, everything on YouTube they get first, sometimes by a month ahead of you guys. And second of all, you can join and get 3 free courses, the Relationship Synastry course, Chiron, Your Key to Purpose course, and my other course, which is Chiron Life Cycles, and that's going to be taught live in January. You can join in the live class or watch the replay. All of these 3 courses are over $100 of value you're getting for free for $5 to try me at the lowest tier for 1 month, and you can leave if you don't like it. That's my promotion on to the end of January to try me out at Patreon and see if you like the smaller, more intimate community, up to 3 Zoom meetings with me a month and content you'll never see on YouTube. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful January, Leo.